Hello, my name is Taisha. Welcome back. I have been on my Zepbound journey for 27 weeks and I'm back with my weekly update. I have lost a total of 51 pounds since starting my Zepbound journey in February. And I am at that point where I consider myself in maintenance. So even though everything that I was doing wasn't necessarily, well, obviously in the beginning, the goal was to lose weight, but the things that I have implemented, which I just call them lifestyle changes, I plan on continuing with those. So I'm on 5 milligrams. I started off at 2.5. I did that for 4 weeks, and then the rest of the time I've been on 5. I plan to be on it indefinitely. And strength training has become part of my routine. The YouTube channel that I was following in the beginning was Strong Sisters United, and you should check her out, especially if you're new to strength training or you want to get into it. I think that's a good place to start, and it worked for me, and I did a total of 4 of her programs. One of them I repeated twice. So out of the 27 weeks of being on Zepbound, 25 of them I've been strength training regularly. With the programs from Strong Sisters United, I was doing 5 days a week of strength training. I'm now subscribed to a YouTuber. The channel is Lift with C. And I'm basically strength training 4 days a week, but I have 6 days a week of movement. So Monday I do upper body, Tuesday lower body, Wednesday abs, Thursday upper body, Friday lower body, Saturday abs. And I've been enjoying it. It's a nice switch up, and I feel like I'm challenging myself even more, and I like it. I like having a more strength-focused workout, because I feel like with anything that I do that's cardio-based, it's like, yeah, I get that rush in the moment, but then afterwards, that's it. But when I strength train, the soreness and stuff that I have, obviously it's not unbearable, so I enjoy that. I feel like, okay, yeah, I work these muscles. I'll be having a Dexa scan repeated in a couple of weeks, and I'm really excited to see, what this distribution is, because when I first started my journey, I lost 14 pounds of muscle in that first month and a half, and if I had just been focused on the number on the scale, I would have been jumping for joy. But when I found out that it was muscle, I was, I believe it was like 14 pounds of muscle and 4 pounds of fat. And I was, I was extremely disappointed and bummed out. And so that is when I started to shift my focus, like making sure that I get enough protein, making sure that I'm eating enough, I have not been at a point where I can't eat at all on this medication. I'm not constantly thinking about food, and for me, that in itself has been just life-changing. It's been life-changing. If you're new, I struggled with a binge eating disorder, and it was pretty bad. There were some days, if you look at a previous video in January, where I got over 6,000 calories in a day, and I did that, quite frequently, and so it just wasn't healthy. And I would eat to a point past discomfort. It was kind of like, the only way that I can express it is it felt like an addiction, right? Like I just had to. And then I would tell myself, just a little bit more. Okay, now my bedroom is on a lower level. So I would come upstairs and be like, okay, I'm just gonna get this, and that's it. I would take it downstairs, and then I would come back up again and get some more, and then, it just was this cycle that kept repeating itself. And I'm just really thankful to not be in that space anymore. And I do attribute that to the medication. I mean, at one point a couple of years ago, and even earlier this year, I was on Vyvanse, and it never did that for me. It never just completely, it's so weird. It's like earlier in the day, I'd be okay. But when afternoon came and as the evening came, I found myself I could not stop thinking about food. So this is it's actually pretty nice. And as far as the strength training, and I eat a whole food plant-based diet, so I keep a visual diary on Instagram of everything that I eat, every single thing that I eat, and all of my workouts. So my workouts are on Reels and they're sped up. And then lately what I've been doing, I want to say for the past 2 weeks, is I've also been attaching, the screenshots of Lose It. So you guys can see like what the calories come to. And you see some days will be more than others, but I've been trying to consistently eat a little bit more because obviously I don't really want to lose any more weight. And I don't think you can be in a caloric deficit when you're trying to build muscle. So obviously I'm not someone who specializes in that. I just know that for me, for my goals of, again, wanting to build muscle, I need to make sure that I'm eating enough. And I don't go crazy with protein. Like I don't take protein shakes or anything like that, or any types of supplements. But you can equate like when I make my peanut butter and blueberries to maybe somebody drinking a protein shake. And yeah, that's just, I eat the things that I like. So for me to be able to continue with something, I have to enjoy what I'm doing. And for a while I was walking, but I overcomplicated it. Something as simple as walking. So I still haven't gotten back into that yet. I went for a walk last week when I was getting my car serviced, and that felt pretty nice. But outside of that, I haven't had a desire to do it. So I just haven't been. In this past 27 weeks, I should say 25 weeks, there have been a few times where I just kind of felt lazy and didn't necessarily want to strength train. And I told myself, you just have to do 5 minutes. At least you did, to myself, it's like, okay, do 5 minutes, which is better than nothing. But I would always, complete it. So the strength train, Cerberus, leave that alone. Get out of your mouth. All right, thank you. Okay, so where was I? Strength training. So it's feeling like I can do 5 minutes and then I get into it, and of course I finish. I know what I was saying. The workouts that I do are not these long ones. I have one in this particular series that's 32 minutes, but everything else is usually less than 30 minutes. And for me, that's so doable. I have to keep things manageable. Doing shorter workouts are just my preference. I don't feel like, especially with the exercises that I'm doing, I feel challenged. I have that soreness. Again, nothing extreme where I'm like, barely able to pick up things or go up and down the stairs, but it's a nice, that feeling. If you've ever worked out or done anything somewhat strenuous, and you know how you kind of feel, the next day, and even more so 2 days later, it's kind of like that. So that's what works for me. And I know I sound like a broken record because I'm always telling you guys, you got to find what works for you. Strength training is not for everybody. If that's not what gets you going, and you're not when you feel a point where it's like, oh, I don't want to do anything, and you can't even force yourself to do it a little bit, then that's probably not for you. And that's okay. There's so many other things that, one can do to move their bodies. It's just doing something. I eat a whole food plant-based diet. I am a vegan. I've been a vegan since 2020. So obviously a vegan diet doesn't necessarily equal a healthy diet, but I do consider myself now to be a healthy vegan. So I drink a lot of water. There's a canteen right there. It holds 32 ounces. Now there was a time where I was drinking about 6 of those a day. And then it was, okay, I've been getting 5. Now I'm at 4. And I think it's because I'm not doing a whole lot of extra stuff. I'm just doing my strength training, and I've been in the house primarily. So I've been getting 4 of those a day. So that's still a good amount of water. It's working for me. And just like I told you guys in previous videos, I don't have to force myself or just try to like guzzle down a bunch of water. I just kind of listen to my body. And that probably doesn't make much sense because I don't wait until I'm thirsty, but I'll sip on it throughout the day, and I'm filling it up. So 4 of them a day is working well for me. Let's see. I'm gonna grab something. I'll be right back. This is not yours. No. My husband got this for me a few weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So I'm not ready to have anything like this yet, and I'm going to show you. I had a lot of foods that were kryptonite foods, but cookie dough, guys, I was probably eating 1 package of cookie dough a day. And it was plant-based, but still, that is not healthy. So then he gets this Wicked Kitchen, and he was doing it to be sweet. And I let him know that I appreciate it, but I'm not ready for this right now. And when I'm ready to try it, I will let you guys know. But I have this fear, right? I haven't had a desire to have any of these types of foods, and I'm afraid. And I know that sounds so silly, right? But it's the truth. I'm afraid that if I eat this, I don't want to go back to obsessing about it. And so that's just some, I still have stuff to work on. I still have stuff to work on. Like I said before, I am not magically cured. I'm a human, and I don't want to tempt myself. And so you may think like a lot of us, we want what we want when we want it, right? But I haven't wanted any of this stuff. And so when that time comes, when or if, I say when, I will try it and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But I feel like I have seen a lot of people who are on this medication and they're still struggling with food noise. And when it gets closer to their injection, it's, heightened. And so I haven't experienced that. And I wonder if it's because of the way that I eat. Because when I tell you guys it was out of control before, it was out of control. It was out of control. Or at least I felt out of control. So something like this would have been gone before. And let's see, there's about 3 servings per container. Each serving is 112 grams. And it would be 14 grams of fat, 34 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 25 grams of sugar, and it's 24 grams of added sugar and 2 grams of protein. So, it's not the worst thing in the world, but again, I'm worrying about, I don't want to do anything that would trigger food noise. So that's really all that I have for you guys. I plan on continuing to do the Lift with C workouts. So that's 6 days a week, 4 days of strength training, and 2 days of core work. And that's all I'm doing for now. Continuing to drink my water, eating a whole food plant-based diet. And yeah, I cannot believe that I'll be injecting my 28th shot tomorrow. So anyway, I usually keep these pretty short, but I just kind of wanted to share with you guys, this dilemma. And if you think I should just go ahead and go for it, put that in the comments. And if you think I should just continue to do what I'm doing, put that in the comments as well. I'm actually really curious to see what you guys think about it. So that is all I have for you. I will be back. I'm going to make another video before Friday. I'm not sure what day yet, and you know I don't want to promise you things and not do it. So I will leave you with this. We can all share our journeys, but we should never compare them. Have a great day. Bye.